also want to recommend a very good site here, that is www.cbsc.online. It's a very good site in which you get a lot of information from right from class 6 to class 12. I come to this site often, and it's highly recommended that you use this site. So I'm going to class 10 right now. So when I'm going to class 10, I have selected maths. So in maths, you have these chapters, and when you click on these chapters, you will get the chapter PDF, you get the NCERT solutions, objective solutions, and subjective questions. Really awesome collection of questions. You get everything at one place. You also have previous year's papers, sample papers, the practicals, exemplar, all these questions solved right here. So first of all, I want to encourage the use of this site, especially the class 10 students. Let's go to the chapter now, the chapter number 1. The topic of the video is what is deleted and what is not. So if I go chapter wise, the first chapter, real numbers, what is cancelled is the Euclid's division lemma. So this is cancelled. You need not do the Euclid division lemma. Earlier it was an important part of the chapter, but now it is cancelled. Theorem 1.1, that is, no need to learn the statement. Okay, so now there is a confusion that if the Euclid's division lemma is cancelled, is Euclid's algorithm there? Now this is little tricky. So if you look at the syllabus, they have mentioned Euclid's division lemma. So all these questions are based on the Euclid division lemma. So technically all this full thing is cancelled, but it is recommended that you know how to find the HCF by the Euclid's division algorithm. There is no harm in doing. You can leave out question 2, 3, 4, 5. Although question 1, the chances of coming are very less, but how to find out the HCF by Euclid's division algorithm, I think it's recommended that you do this. Even if it doesn't come, it is going to be useful for you in life. So kindly do that. So fundamental theorem of arithmetic, all this, the entire chapter is in course. So that will be there as it is. So question exercise 1.1, except for that, the rest of the chapter remains as it is. So we go back now to chapter 2. Now in chapter 2, what is given in the syllabus is that the division algorithm is cancelled. So being in class 10, see, I am telling you to do certain things which probably will not come, but it is important that you do because it's a board exam. It's not an internal exam. So you should not take any risk. You know, by chance these questions come, then who will be responsible? It's your career, your marks, right? So they have not given exercise wise that this is going to come and this. They have given you only the topics. Now, when they have given the topic, they have said division algorithm is not coming. So your first exercise is coming as it is. Okay, that is the graphs, identification and all that. This is there. How many solutions, how many zeros. So 2.1 as it is. 2.2, I'm going fast here because all this is part of the syllabus. Nothing is cancelled. So 2.2 very easy. And now comes the division algorithm for polynomials. Okay, division algorithm for the polynomials. Now division algorithm, that is what the syllabus says, that the division algorithm is cancelled. That is, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So this is cancelled. So technically, you know, many are saying that all these questions, the entire exercise is cancelled. Okay, so the division of polynomials is cancelled. All this is cancelled. But I am still recommending you do question number 1 and 2 because division of a polynomial by another polynomial is important. You should know this, and this can come in use in many of the other questions. So division needs to be done. What is definitely cancelled is the question number 4, where we'll have to use that formula, and question number 5. These are both directly based on division algorithm. So question 4 and 5 you can cancel, but it is recommended that you do the other questions. Although they say division algorithm is not coming, but still you should know the process of dividing one polynomial by the other. As I said, it is class 10 boards, so we cannot take a risk. Also, there are many students who ask whether we have to do these optional questions. Now, please remember, optional exercise, although it is written here, these exercises are not from the examination point of view. If you study the past 4-5 years, there have been instances where questions from the optional have been asked. So, especially those who are giving the standard paper, it is recommended that you do this exercise. So do not leave the optional because of this one statement here. It is better that you do it. So moving further, I'm just moving a little fast so that we are able to complete this video fast. Then we go to the third chapter, linear equations in two variables. Now in linear equation in two variables, most of the things are there except for one method, which is called the cross multiplication method. Rest all the methods are there. So 3.1, the graphical method is there. Okay, and the types of graph, coincident lines, intersecting lines, all these are there. The word problems are there. So don't get confused that word problems are not coming. Word problems are very much there in linear equations. Then we move on to the elimination method, substitution method. All these methods are there. You need to do all this. Going further, so what is cancelled in this chapter is a very small portion of 3.4, that is cross multiplication method. This method is cancelled. So which means that any questions related to cross multiplication need not be done. So this is definitely cancelled. You need not do it. You can solve the question by elimination, substitution, etc. So here we have finding by cross multiplication method. This is cancelled. And question number 3, substitution and cross multiplication. This is cancelled. Rest of the chapter will remain as it is. Next, we come to question number, the chapter number 4, that is quadratic equations. Now, when we talk about quadratic equations, majority of the chapter is cancelled. Now, what is cancelled is the word problems from quadratic equation is cancelled. Now, that doesn't mean representation is cancelled. Okay, the word problems, representation is still there. That means they can give you a word problem and you can make the equation. So I would recommend that you do this. Not that the entire, they say that the word problems are not there, that means you don't do all these. It is highly suggested that you do the quadratic equations. At least you should know how to make the equation. Solution by factorization is very much there. Okay, and solution by method of completion of squares. This is the deleted method. Method of completion of squares is deleted. So this you need not do. This you can cancel safely. And as it is, it was a very long method, not a very useful method. So you need not do it. So you can, method of all these examples, you need not do. And the first question there, in fact, is based on the method of completion of squares. So these example 14, you have to do. This is important. Okay. Now here is the question. Find the roots by, if they exist by method of completion of squares. This is cancelled. This you need not do. Moving further, these questions were very, very important. Now these word problems are cancelled. So these questions from 5 to 11, situational problems, this is cancelled. Okay, so a lot of thing has been cancelled from this exercise. Now we come to nature of roots. This you have to do, please. This is very important part of the chapter, how to find the discriminant, b square minus 4ac, whether it is greater than 0, less than 0, or equal to 0. And here there are questions given. This is based on nature of roots. So don't leave this, please do this, because the question is, is the situation possible? Okay, situation is possible. So you are actually finding out the nature of the roots. So leaving out a large chunk based on your understanding could be very risky. So you should do maximum, and only what we are sure we should leave out. Then we come to arithmetic progressions, chapter 5. Now in arithmetic progression, the first exercise is there as it is, so I'm not discussing. I'm just going through it fast so that I'm able to cover all the chapters very, very fast. So there is nothing cancelled here. So 5.1, 5.2, 5.2 as it is. Now we come to 5.3, where the majority of the cancellation has taken place. You know, this is sum of n terms, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So you have problems, and you have also word problems. So when you consider these word problems, that is from question number 15, you know, this contractor one and this prices, this planting of trees. So from question 15 to the potato race, question number 20, this is cancelled. The rest of the chapter, please do, so that there is no risk of losing any marks. So 15 to 20, you can safely cut out, that is not there. Now we come to the chapter triangles. Now in triangles, this is a long chapter. Earlier, what used to happen was there used to be 4 theorems. The first and most important theorem here in this chapter was the basic proportionality theorem, also known as the Thales theorem, right? Because Thales was the person, a Greek mathematician, who gave this theorem. He was the teacher of Pythagoras. Pythagoras, of course, is very popular. You must have done in the lower classes also. And so basic proportionality theorem proof is there. Okay. And the converse of the basic proportionality theorem is just for understanding. You need not do this. The proof is not required. So all these exercises are there. Okay. And then we move further. All these theorems you need not do. Okay. 6.3, all these theorems are not to be proved. Earlier also we never used to prove it. Still you don't have to 6.5. All this is just for understanding. You need not prove all this at all. So only one theorem I have discussed till now, that is the basic proportionality theorem. So 6.3, all these exercises are as it is. Now we come to 6.6. Till last year this was there, and as a one-time measure now this theorem is cancelled. Ratio of areas of two similar triangles is equal to the square of their corresponding side. This theorem is cancelled. You need not do this proof. But please remember, understanding the theorem for application into questions is important, because there are, I have seen many YouTube videos saying that 6.4 pura cancel kar do. You know, this is very risky, because only the syllabus says the theorem is cancelled. It is not the proof of the theorem is cancelled. Nowhere does it mention that the problems based on this will not come. So don't take a risk. Please do 6.4. So that is why I'm suggesting you do not leave 6.4. Pythagoras theorem is very much there. So you have two theorems in this chapter. One is the basic proportionality theorem and one is the Pythagoras theorem. And again, the converse of the Pythagoras theorem is cancelled. Okay, converse of the Pythagoras theorem is cancelled. So again, that does not mean that problems based on it will not come. It only means that the proof will not come, but you should know what it means. That means in any triangle, if AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square, then the angle opposite to AC will be a right angle. So that is what we have to prove here. So you need not prove this. That is what I would say, but you need to do the questions based on it. So are we supposed to do the exercise based on converse of Pythagoras theorem? My suggestion is do it. Okay, as I said, you should not take a risk in all this. So we move on further to coordinate geometry. Now in coordinate geometry, what happens is one major thing that has got cancelled is, you know, this third exercise. So the first exercise is based on the distance formula, that remains as it is. Okay, so distance formula you need to do. In the second, you have the section formula, very important, that you need to do. So what is cancelled here is, we will move further to area of triangle. This part is cancelled. Okay, so this part is cancelled. So you need not do this full exercise 7.3. This is not required at all for this year. Okay, this is a one-time measure. Next year it will come back. So those who are giving the board exam this year need not do 7.3. Now we come to the next chapter, that is introduction of trigonometry. Now in the introduction of trigonometry, the first exercise remains as it is, that is sine, cos, tan, cosec, secant, cot. All the 6 identities are there that you need to do. The second exercise, trigonometric ratios from 0 to 90 are there. Okay, trigonometric ratios from 0 to 90. Although they have saying that you know, the specific angles they have said 30, 45 and 60, but I would suggest that you learn the full table, because this is also going to be useful for you in the coming years, 11th and 12th, and also it is used many times in physics. So the entire table should be done. Don't leave out any angle, irrespective of what, you know, some people are saying that 0 and 90 nahi aayega, and etc. So you will find that all these questions, you know, the 0 and 90 is actually not there. It is all based on 30, 45, 60. So when you're doing this, there will not be any problem as such, but you should be knowing the values of 0 and 90 for all the 6 trigonometric ratios. So what has got cancelled is this part, complementary angles. Complementary angles are those angles which add up to 90. So ये वाला जो portion है, ये जो formulas हैं, this you need not do, and therefore this entire exercise 8.3 is deleted. So 8.3 delete हो गया, and there is one question which is based on complementary angles in the next exercise also. So here you will have question number 3. This is based on complementary angles. So this also is deleted. The rest of the chapter we need to do as it is. Okay. So in chapter 9 there is no deletion. So I'm not even opening that file. So this is fully there. And 30, 45, 60 is the angles that are specified. So you need to do that. Circles, you need to do the full thing. Nothing is cancelled. So 9 and 10 full. Now we come to constructions. Now in constructions, we have two exercises. The first exercise is 11.1, in which there are two types of question. One is division of a line. This is there in the course, but after that, construction of similar triangles, all this is cancelled. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is all cancelled. You need not do this. So ये 2 to 7 आपको करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And the second exercise, of course, there construction of tangents, that is there in the course. Then we come to areas related to circles, that is chapter 12. Now in areas related to circles, only one small minor thing is cancelled. That is when the angle at the center is 120 degrees. So there are questions like this where the angle is 120. So these questions you can leave out. So there is a solved example there with 120, and there is one question here. Yeah, question number 7 with 120 degrees. So when the central angle is 120, that need not be done. Rest the chapter remains as it is. You have to do the entire chapter. Question number 13, surface area and volume, cube, cuboid, sphere, hemisphere, all this is there. What is deleted is frustum of cone. So the first exercise remains as it is because it's based on cube, cuboid, area, volume of cube, cuboid, sphere, hemisphere, cylinder, cone. All this remains as it is. So this entire 13.1, 13.2, all this needs to be done. 13.3 also. And this portion is cancelled. Frustum of a cone. Frustum was a portion obtained after cutting the conical part. So like a glass or a bucket. Earlier it used to be one of the most important topics for this chapter, but now frustum of a cone is totally deleted, which means entire 13.4 can be deleted. You need not do 13.4. Then we come to statistics. Now in statistics, we have mean, median and mode. So in mean, what used to happen, we used to use three methods. One was the direct method. So that is there, sigma fi xi by sigma fi. This is called the direct method. Then there was another method which is called the step deviation method and assume mean method. Now assume mean method is also there. A plus sigma fi di by sigma fi, that is there. Assume mean method bhi aapko karna hai. What is cancelled is the step deviation. Personally, I was finding this method very easy, but they have deleted this step deviation method. So if you are getting this, all the questions are there, same, nothing is cancelled as far as the question is concerned, but what we need to understand is that step deviation is cancelled. So you need to do this by the direct method or the assume mean method. Mode is there as it is and median is there as it is. So nothing is cancelled from these. And earlier we used to have the graph from this. We used to have graph of linear equation and we used to have the graph from this chapter also. That is the last exercise here. Okay, the last exercise was this is 14.3. This is there. Mean, median, modes are there. Now this was the graphical part of this chapter. Representation of the more than and the less than achieve. Now this part is cancelled. So 14.4 आप cancel कर सकते हो. No questions will be asked from 14.4. Okay, so that's the entire chapter. Explain what is coming and what is not coming. So the updated syllabus is given on the website, but it doesn't give you exercise wise what is deleted. So it's open to interpretation. So I have given you only where I am 100% sure that it is deleted. Rest of the topics, my suggestion is that you need to do it so that there is no risk, and plus it will be useful for you for the next year. And the last chapter, probability, nothing is cancelled. So this is an overview of the entire deleted syllabus. Hope most of the doubts have been clarified. All the best to all the class 10 students. Thank you.